Welcome back everyone to our gameplay series of Factory Town. So we left off creating these bridges, and as well as we need to figure out how to earn some red coin, and I think I've got an idea for that here in just a moment. But first I want to finish off this bridge because I feel like we need a ramp here. I don't feel like we need one here because these seem to be at the same level, but this one does seem to have an incline there. So let's go ahead under structural blocks and let's do some stairs. And rotate that right there. Okay, I like that. That looks perfect. So I think our bridge is complete as it now sits. All right, so now let's move on to earning some red coins. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to sell some stone brick. Now, we already have stone brick being made, but I want to keep that going to storage, which is right next door in the barn. So what I'm going to do is actually come in and build another one. Let's go building. Then we're going to have to get back into some building of some houses because we are running out of people. Okay, let's go ahead and put this guy there. And we're going to have him work on stone brick. And now we need some workers. So let's take a look. We have level 1 houses here. Let's see if we can upgrade. We have plenty of planks and of course plenty of money. So let's go ahead and upgrade all of these houses. There we go. All right, so that gives us several more workers. We got about 8 more workers here. That's very nice. So let's go ahead and spawn a few in. I'm going to put 3 in here to match what we've got working with this other stonemason. All right, so we're going to have this guy. He's going to work that one. Then this guy's going to work right next to him. And then finally this last guy. This should spread them out quite nicely so that they're not on top of one another while they're trying to work. Okay, good. So now we'll be able to build up some more stone brick. But now we need to deliver the stone brick. And in our case, we need to deliver it over here to the general store. So what we're going to do with that is we need another worker. But this time we're going to use a wagon. Okay, let's spin this guy around here for a second. And we want him to take the polished brick over here to the general store. And let's watch him. You can see he's already loaded up with 4 of them. And there we go. You can see as soon as they popped into the general store, there were homes that were ready to take them in. So that is very nice. Also, I noticed that we're back to these workers. Actually, instead of taking stuff to our grain mill, they're not doing that. They are taking it straight to houses. All right, so let's have this guy. Let's see if we can't correct that real quick. All right, this guy, I've already changed this guy. There we go. And then this guy's still trying to do the same thing, although he was putting his in storage rather than taking it to a house. So I think we've got those all straightened out. Again, one of the pitfalls of using the default of just deliver to the nearest, because the nearest, in this case right here, is certainly to the houses or the barn, depending on where you are. But we've got it taken care of for now. Let's go ahead. We've earned some red coins. We got 12 of them so far. All right, now we need to build a school. And the school is going to be very important going forward simply because it will unlock some additional recipes and buildings. So that's what we want. So let's go ahead and see what we need to do to get that school up and working. Buildings, school, and I think... Let's see, where do I want to put this? It doesn't necessarily have a sphere of influence, it doesn't appear. So I think I'm just going to put it right there. So that unlocks paper for us. So now we're going to need to make some paper. And the way we're going to make paper is through the lumber mill. If we click on the lumber mill and then recipe, you can see paper right there. We need wood and water. Okay, no problem there. But I don't want to use our existing lumber mill. I want to do a separate one for it. We're going to set up farming as our initial task once we have everything going. Okay, so no problem so far. Let's see if we've got what we need to build another lumber mill. Yes, we sure do. And I'm going to put this guy right over here in between these two sources of trees. We'll put him right there. Select the recipe and please work on paper. So he's going to need water. Now, if we had placed him right over here next to the water, then he would have automatically gotten water. But now we're going to be providing a worker to do that for him. Okay, we've only got 2 more workers left to go. So let's go ahead and spawn those guys in. And we want this guy to go ahead and provide wood. Actually, we need both of these guys to provide wood, but we'll have this guy start off by providing the water. So he's got a little bit of a journey. All right, but that will at least have 1 at each input. We'll add some more here a little bit later, but for right now, we need to build some more houses. So let's go back and do houses. We can put 4 more out here, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that because it has occurred to me that as of right now, I don't know of a way of getting rid of this grain, like just deleting it off the map. So I think I'm going to have to leave room in here for traveling. I'm going to have to, because we can't get through on the other side. Of course, we could also always, reroute them with bridges and stuff, but we don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and let's leave a little bit of room here on either side. Do I have room for another one of these? Yes, just barely. Okay, let's go ahead and put our final one down, and we'll put him right here. So that's going to leave us there we go. And I'm also going to do the same thing here with the path. Again, just to give these guys as much opportunity to use maximum speed as I can. Okay, so we've got our houses ready to go. That gives us some more people. Let's spawn in some more workers. Okay, let's go this guy, and you provide water. And you also provide water. Because right now our worker with that's chopping wood is certainly in need of a little bit of help from the water department. So let's see if 3-to-1 ratio works pretty good and keeps enough water flowing in here. Okay, I believe it will, which means we need another worker to actually take that paper over to the school. So let's go ahead and grab a wagon. And the wagon should be able to do this, but I guess we'll find out shortly, won't we? Take that over to the school. There he goes. And so now this tells me, perhaps I could use a little bit more of a stone street. So let's go ahead under paths and let's do road. Now we're going to need quite a bit of materials. Not worried about the coins because we got a lot of those. But our materials, we had 149, so we should be in very good shape. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that. And that. And then we're going to come right through there with the path as well. Okay, and while I'm at it, for the future, we'll go ahead and do that. As well as this. Okay, so that'll set up the basics as well as an alternate path through here. So you can see this guy is going to really speed up. Actually, all of these guys, because they're all using this main roadway. So that is really good. All right, let's go ahead and click on our box. We've crafted some paper. And we have gotten it over to the school. And you can see 1 paper plus 1 red coin in 5 seconds will give you research. Right now we're 13 out of 25, so we'll be done with that here very shortly. Okay, so our next thing on the list is to complete research. Well, we're well on our way of doing that. We got 10 more to go. So right now we're sort of getting toward the end of the tutorial because we have ways of making money using the general store and the food market. We've got ways of getting our supplies through stonemasons and lumber mills and so on. We're doing research. We're doing a lot of things. And the interesting thing really for the school is how quickly it does this research. I'm a little surprised that it can get this done quite that quickly. Okay, you could see the wagons there, they cannot go through one another. The workers can go through the wagons, but it does not appear as though the opposite is true. All right, let's see how we're doing. 24 of 25, and there we go. We have completed our research, which means that we now have access to farms. We can also research animal pastures now, and we have research available for medicine. So that will be good. We'll have antidotes, ointments, medical wraps, all sorts of stuff in there. All right, in farming, our pop-up tip lets us know that farms will automatically harvest nearby resources and replant them when depleted. That is awesome. Because so far we've had to chase our resources around the map, and this will be a welcome change from that. So farm tiles, water, and fertilizer will speed crop regrowth speeds. So farm tiles, of course water, you can imagine, would certainly take care of that. Let's go into buildings right now. And let's see what we can do with a farm. So yeah, there we go. So we're going to put this nearby and try to get as many of these in here as I can. And I think this is our spot. I would like to get them all. We could do this. I actually kind of like this. Yeah, I kind of like that one better than this because this is much closer to our main town area. So not bad. We'll place down a farm there. New structure unlocked, farm tile. Allows planting of growable food items which can be automatically harvested. Okay, good. So that is a structure farm tile. Let's go find that. That is very interesting. That structural blocks. No, not unless I'm missing something. Farming and mining. There we go. All right, so we need fertilizer before we can do that. All right, and it's produced by pasture. Okay, well, no problem at all. We will deal with that as best we can. So in the future, it would appear as though we're going to be able to place these farms anywhere. For the time being, we'll use what we've got. But in the future, we'll be able to place down these farm tiles once we get some fertilizer up and going. And then we'll be able to grow whatever we want, wherever we want. All right, the school needs to be assigned a new recipe. Let's go animal pasture. We need to do that so that we can start fertilizer production. Okay, and we've come to the end of the tutorial. And that is a very good tutorial, I must say. It's done a great job of guiding me through. That's as far as I've made it since I've had the game. But this has done a great job. This tutorial has done a great job of getting me where I needed to go. And that'll really allow me to get lost all too often. All right, so we've got one worker, and let's see what it's going to do here. We're going to select grain, which is good. Linked resources, 31. I would assume that has to do with this. Okay, let's come back in. The output storage is full. Oh, okay. So there we go in the top right-hand corner. It is full, so it needs to take this somewhere. And the answer to where it's going to take it is, of course, to our grain mill. And that means we need another worker, which means we're going to go for another wagon. Okay, this particular wagon, I want you to take the grain over to the mill. And you can see here it's the work being done by our one worker that is currently located in this building. Now what that means is we are free to have these other guys that are currently working on grains. We can take them and have them do other stuff. So we'll do that as we continue on. But for right now, this is a great start. Our school almost done. We're at 25 now of 30. Our happiness is doing great. We're at plus 17. And our red coin production is great. It is certainly hanging in there with our research. So I am extremely happy. Let's see what happens with our animal pasture. All right, so we've unlocked a new building, a pasture. Let's see what happens when we work with that. Okay, we got a new building, and where's the pasture? There it is. It produces animal products, so I would assume we don't need any animals. And it's a standalone. In other words, it's not an extension to a farm. So it's a standalone product. We've got plenty of resources to take care of this. Okay, we've got, looks like a 3x3. And it doesn't seem to really matter a whole lot where we put this. At least as far as I can tell. So that's a good question. Now, where do we want to put it? I want to start expanding out as we get more access because we can carry more things now. We can carry up to 4 at a time as opposed to a worker that can carry only 1 at a time. So I'm not as worried about space now. And plus, as I've mentioned before, it's kind of fun to see how it all works out regardless. So let's go ahead and... All right, so it looks like it's going to use all of this area except for anything that's in the way, such as any of these resource deposits. So let's give this guy as much open area. How about right over here? We can give him a lot. It won't quite be 100% coverage for him if we do that, but we can get pretty good coverage over there. We can also come over here and work in this direction. I think I'm going to go right here, though. Put it right there. It's in an open area. No recipe loaded. We'll take care of that. And what do we need? Well, we need fertilizer. What do we need in order to get fertilizer? We need animal feed and we need water. Okay, that makes sense. And also, I'm interested to know something else. All right, the houses. Okay, it doesn't look like, of course, we can't put one down right now because we're maxed out at 12. I just kind of wanted to see how it was going to do, but it looks like we're going to have to upgrade before we can take care of that. All right, let's look at forestry because I'm hoping that's going to give us a way to plant trees and manage them sort of like what we're doing with farms and so on. So let's go there next. And you can see it only needs 25, so we'll be done with that very shortly. All right, so we need water and animal feed. Now, the animal feed is going to come from another farm because we should be able to, if I remember correctly, in the grain mill, yes, we can produce animal feed. It just needs our grain. So for me, that means we need another farm. We have a couple more workers left. We're running low on workers. We have to do some upgrades here very shortly. We'll do that in the next video. But we need, let's see, what do we need a farm. And let's see, actually, yeah, this guy, we're going to place down some farm tiles so it's not as huge of a deal as it could be. Let's go ahead and place him up here, sort of out in the middle of nowhere. All right, select the recipe. We're going to go grain. And then, let's see. Oh, I'm going to get caught on this. I'm going to have to swap this over for just a minute and also do animal feed and sort of space those out for just a moment so that we can take care of one more thing. Let's get our wagon and let's put our wagon up here and tell this guy that, oh, we've unlocked tree planter and forester. Okay, that is excellent. Okay, so this guy will not start off going here, but I need him to take this animal feed over to the pasture. So we'll get him started there. And for right now, let's go ahead and put the area right there, just so that I know where I don't need to come through with any other buildings. All right, let's go ahead and put this through there like that. And I'm going to come right down through there and just have sort of the basics of a road network. And we can always upgrade these to be a stone street. Okay, there we are. So we're now getting our inputs. We need to take care of the water next, but we'll save that until next time. For now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as we will continue our gameplay series of Factory Town.